House members continue to push health care reform across the country during the August recess. In fact, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says there's no way that she'll pass the bill in the House without a public option. But other Democrats remain open about a package that won't include the provision. Democratic Congresswoman Yvette Clarke of New York joins us now. Congresswoman Clarke, good to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me, Carlos.
So what do you think will happen? Because it's certainly becoming very intense. You see some of your fellow House colleagues say that there's no way that we're going to lower the cost and potentially improve care without something called a public option. And you see those in the Senate, including Joe Lieberman, including Kent Conrad, including others, who just said, you guys are dreaming. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
What do you expect happens as you return in just a few weeks?
Well, I expect that we're going to get down to the brass tacks of passing health care reform. And I think that there are going to be proposals on all sides of the aisle. We are very focused, I am, on a public option, recognizing that without competition in health care reform, there is no way that we lower costs to the American public.
If the president comes to you and says, Congresswoman Clarke, no one wants this to happen more than I do, but I think it has to happen in stages. That's just a reality. It's a tough battle, and I don't have everything I need right now. I need your vote. I need your support. Will you support a bill that doesn't include a public option?
No, I can't support a bill that doesn't include a public option.
Even if the president comes to you personally?
It's too much. And, I would certainly have to take a look at all of the perspectives. In the House of Representatives, we're an independent body. And while we want to make sure that, yes, we can do it for our president, we want to make sure that, yes, we can do it for our constituents. And my constituents want to make sure that they have access to a public option.
It seems that there's been a real disconnect from the conversation in Washington when we talk about the public health insurance option and, these terms like socialized medicine and government-run health care. In your district, what are you hearing from people? I mean, are you able to help bridge that sort of divide between the Washington conversation and what's going on?
Certainly. It's all about bringing the facts to the people, where we are in the process. It's still a bill in formation. We have the fundamentals of that bill, and my constituents recognize that for too long now, the insurance carriers have had, basically the run. And nothing really stops that. Nothing prohibits that in our current structure. It's off the rails. So the people in our district really want to see a competitive element put into the mix. They really were initially for single payer. And when we realized that that was a non-starter, we looked at the next best provision that we could provide.
If things break down, should you put that back on the table? If, in fact, for whatever reason, we end up restarting this conversation in a meaningful way, should single payer be reintroduced to the conversation?
I think single payer is really part of the conversation right now. I'm on the Ed and Labor Committee, and in the Education and Labor Committee, we actually voted for an amendment that will be part of the bill that speaks to states having the right to choose a single payer process for
now
themselves.
That's interesting.
That's
having
right.
the states lead, that's
right.
actually very interesting.
Well, each state has a right under the Constitution to make those types of determinations. We're simply setting up a framework for a new health care reform delivery system.
Congresswoman Clarke, we have to go, but you have to promise me you're going to come back more often.
I will certainly come back, Carlos.
We really enjoy you. Loretta Sanchez is in trouble because I've got a new competitor for my favorite member of Congress, so she's in trouble.
We're good colleagues, so I don't think she'll mind, Carlos.
I enjoy her and you a lot.
Have them both.
Have them both. Exactly.
Oh, that would be a great mix.
Real pleasure. For more on today's hot button issues, check out our website. Go to carloswatson.msnbc.com.